Hi everyone, how are you? It's Laurie and I'm here to do your 12 houses astrological reading, okay? Now, let's go ahead and see what's coming out here for you. The Five of Pentacles came out in your first house. Eight of Pentacles. And the Five of Swords. Oh, you got trouble brewing this week, don't you? What's happening here? What's going on? Such beautiful daily readings. And now we're into this trouble here. Seven of Pentacles. It looks like things are improving. Definitely getting better. Let's go ahead and see what else comes out. And we have the Sun card. Yes, definitely improving. Definitely. And that's in your house of Leo, your house of pleasure. So that's good. And you have the ending. So something does come to an end. Let's see what else we have here. High Priestess. Oh, and that's in the realm of your secrets, inheritances, shared resources. And then you've got Justice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see what else is coming out here. All right. We've got the Three of Cups. Nice. Let's see what the last two houses have in store for you. This is the Empress. Excellent. Owning your own power. Being open to receiving and giving. Compassion, care, creation. Let's see what the last house has. You've got the Hermit. Okay, so you've got some major arcanas happening here in this reading. You're starting off a little rough, okay? You're feeling like you don't have enough of something. It could be money. It could be prosperity, abundance, happiness. I don't know what it is for each of you because this is a general reading, okay? This is a general 12 houses reading. This is not your specific birth chart, all right? This is not you specifically in every single aspect. This is what's currently happening in the astrological energies based on based on the general viewers here. All right. Kind of like a daily reading. It's just the astrology. All right. So you personally are feeling a lack, a pinch, don't have enough, a loss. You may have taken a hit, taken a loss here recently. I'm hearing you may have overspent on something. Like you took and you decided you were going to take a vacation and you went on vacation and you told yourself, I've got $2,000 I'm going to spend on this vacation. That's what I have. You set aside the $2,000, you worked for it, and then you went on this vacation, and while you were on this vacation, you ended up spending $2,500. And that extra $500 is that loss right now. Like you're taking a hit. It's making you feel a little stressed. You could be feeling stressed over this. Some of you are like, okay, I didn't mean to spend that, but I can balance this out. I can find a way to make this work. It does mean that you're going to have to give something else up for a little while, but you're willing to do what needs to be done to take care of that situation. All right. I'm also getting for someone around you feels like, and this is not for everybody, okay? So only take the portions of this that make sense for your life and leave the rest for who it's meant for. Somebody around some of you is looking at you and saying, they don't have enough. They don't have enough. How do they survive? They don't have enough. Now, I'm getting for most of you, that comes from a place of concern, all right? But there's also this energy of, I don't want to interfere. I don't want to disrupt. Is there any way I can do something without disrupting? That's the energy that's coming through here. Now, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. Okay, so That's you being willing to put the energy in, to work on something, to create what needs to be created, what you want to create, not what somebody else wants you to create, but for you to create what is of value to you, what means something to you. So you're going to take the feeling here of the, maybe I don't have enough, but you're going to build it. You're going to work on it. You're going to create what needs to be created. Again, you may have to, you may feel the need to save, to pinch pennies, to not engage in something so that you don't give too much energy to that and not enough to this. You may work this out with others. So if somebody around you is concerned that you don't have enough, they want to approach you to see if there's something they can do to help, but they're not sure how that's going to be received. They definitely do not want to offend you, but they see the lack. Okay, now this could be a lack of money, a lack of time, a lack of energy. You know, they may be concerned for your health, mental health, your physical health. Yeah, they could see you being like, some of you people, or somebody around you seeing you as being depressed, sad, needing a place to feel better. But again, you don't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, you look depressed. What can I do to help you? You can't do that. So this person's trying to possibly find a way to, they want to help, but they're not going to come towards you to do it. Okay, so I guess what I'm hearing from Spirit is that if you are needing something, you may need to speak up about it. Okay, and that may be difficult for some of you. Clarify what it is you really need help with. Do you need money? If so, then just simply state, I need help with money. Okay, I feel like you're going to be able to work this out with somebody, with yourself too. Again, this could be you overspending and you're just dealing with what you have to do. But if you have somebody around and you need their help, they're not going to approach you. They're not going to interfere. They do not want to make you feel less than. Okay, so keep that in mind. Your communication isn't really good right now. I've got to say that, and it's not meant to be offensive. It means you need to possibly focus on your communications. Right now, your pride is in the way. You're more concerned about what people think about you than what your reality is of needing help. So there could be a really good, healthy response if you get your pride out of the way and are willing to do what needs to be done, whether that's reaching out to somebody else or whether that's you just saying, okay, I overspent. I did it. Now I've got to clean it up. Okay. Get your pride out of the way. You can't blame somebody. Oh, I'm hearing that. I'm not the one who wanted to have the hat. I'm not the one who had to go on that extra ride. I'm not the one who had to eat the extra food. You paid for it. Okay, it was always your choice all along. Don't blame somebody else for what happened here. This is your situation. Nobody else created this situation for you. And that's not a judgment call. That's getting your ego out of the way and looking at the reality of it and just dealing with it. And I feel like almost all of you are doing that. There may only be one person out there who's hearing this message that particular sentence or statement was meant for. Because we do have here in your fourth house, which is your house of home and family, okay? We've got plans. We're looking at what we've got. So this could be a group effort, having the adult children in the household helping out. This could be looking at what is and what isn't, what we can keep, what we need to let go of. Somebody here I just heard is cutting off Netflix, cutting back on all these games, subscriptions, different things. You don't need them, okay? And it's actually going to improve your family life, I just heard. I don't know why that came out, okay? I'm just giving you the message. I'm not telling you what to do. But somebody has been probably thinking about this. One of you has been out there thinking about just those things. Okay, this is what I can do. This is what I want to keep. This is what I don't want to keep. This is working. That's not working. All right, so you're taking responsibility here. You're looking at the overall situation. I'm also hearing with this Five of Swords and Seven of Pentacles that you are showing somebody around you how to take responsibility for their own actions. Okay? You're telling somebody, hey, look, this situation was created equally by both of us because you wanted this thing and we didn't have enough money. I put the money in there. All right? So your demands and my lack of being able to stick with a plan have created this situation. Let's work together. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles here, to create something different, to get out of this mess. What would you be willing to get rid of in order to help us get back on track? Oh boy, that was a big family conversation. So there is planning, strategy, looking at what's going on within your home, within your family. Those things that I'm hearing, like clearing out clutter. Bringing in new energy, trying new routines, doing things differently. Now in your house of pleasure here, the house of Leo, your fifth house here, you've got the Hierophant. And you're looking very clearly, okay? You're trusting your intuition, but you're looking very clearly at the reality of what you've created, okay? That's the card next to this, what you have and what you want to create. And the card after that is the Sun card. So you're heading in the right direction here. This is interesting because you're bringing everything out into the open. And this is another 5. Okay, so this is exposure so that there can be a change, some sort of change, a shift, an understanding in, like everybody gets on the same page. The Hierophant represents doing things the right way, maybe going back to traditions, the old way of doing something. What was the saying when I was growing up? If it ain't broken, leave it alone. If it ain't broken, leave it alone. If it's working, why change it? Why mess it up? Why throw something new in there that could stop the gears from working? All right, so something is being brought out in the open. Pleasure, fun, clarity, trusting your intuition here. And I'm getting that by doing things this way, whatever way you are choosing, okay, you do gain happiness from this. You do gain a sense of peace, of clarity, of understanding. And not just you, if you're working with your family, if you're working with a community, at a job, and all of this is coming together for you, that brings peace. That brings clarity. And that's what the Sun brings. All right. So, and that's why I brought in work at this point, because this is your house of Virgo, work, health. And you do have a sense of clarity, peace of mind, things working out. Traditions again. We got Stonehenge in the background. Something that has been done in the past that has worked. It's proven to work. Okay, you may have had an idea, well, this is the way we do things now. But you're seeing the wisdom here of doing something traditional, going back to the way things, the thing that works, okay? I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know who it's meant for, but I am hearing, if you're looking to do something, and I keep hearing like hire somebody, or date somebody, or look for a job. You know what I'm hearing? The traditional way of doing all of those things was face-to-face, in person, through action. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, I know the best jobs I ever got were the ones where I was inspired to walk into a business and say, are you looking for help? Because I'm the person you're looking for. Okay. And they'd be like, what? Who is this person? What do they have to offer? And if they didn't have any openings, sometimes I'd say, no, we're not looking right now, but you're willing to take an application. Would you like me to get you one? That shows they're interested in you. Okay. There's interest. You don't know. Things could be shifting. Okay. So the second thing is, if you're looking to hire somebody, don't just look at their resume. People lie. People lie every single day. I'll never forget. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts as an adult. It was right down the street from my house. I wanted to get out of the house and earn some money. And my husband at that time agreed it was okay for me to work outside the house. So I went down and I got a job at Dunkin' Donuts. And after I worked there, I realized my manager had no skills. She had no skills as a manager whatsoever. And for some reason, as I was thinking this to me, she actually walked over to me and she was like, do you know I got this job simply because I lied on my resume? I go, what do you mean? And she goes, oh, I told them I had all these skills and I could do this and I could do that. And I was a manager here and I was a manager there. And they hired me. I never thought I'd get hired, but they hired me. But I don't know how to do any of those things. And that's why Erin does all the work. That's why she has to do it all. And that poor girl, Erin, I felt so bad for her. But to know that people lie on their resume is now a common. Okay, it's a given. People lie all the time. If you want to know who somebody is, get them in front of you. Get that person in front of you. And that's how you know whether or not you want to work for a company. I've walked into places and thought I wanted to work there. And as soon as I met the manager and got the vibes from them, I was like, oh, I'm not so sure. Took the application, filled it out maybe if I was interested. But there were a few places where I walked away and said, nope, the employees don't look happy. I don't like the energy coming off the manager. Whatever, okay? So face-to-face meetings. Same thing with dating, okay? You really don't want to try to date somebody who's on the other side of the world. How is that going to work? Unless you're wealthy and you can travel and you travel all the time. That's something different. But meet people. Get out there in your own community. Meet people. And that's the clarity, the understanding of doing things the traditional way that makes this reading here meaningful. Okay, so you're getting an understanding of going back to basics, doing something that is proven to work. Okay, in your house of Libra, you've got the death card here. So you may be ending a relationship. Now, hold on. With someone or something. This can be breaking a bad habit. It's letting it go. It's changing it. Anytime there's a death, anytime there's any type of ending, a new beginning starts. Okay, so even though there's a death, something new is taking place. And I am getting here for all of you. This is changing the way that you do something, the way you see something, the routines you have, the people you associate with. Who are the people in your life that matter? Are you hanging out with the wrong type of people? I don't know where this is coming from. I'm telling you, this feels like so wide open that I'm reaching so many different people. So this portion may not have much to do with you, but I do feel for every single one of you, you're letting something go, you're changing, you're in that transformation. So you may be changing the people that you are hanging out with, your romantic partner, you're changing your viewpoint about your family. Okay, so you're maybe in the past you felt it was all your responsibility to take care of your kids and not putting any responsibility on the kids to be people. You weren't even allowing them to be independent, possibly, okay, to decide for themselves anything. All right, and that's not a judgment call. Again, you do you. It's your life. I'm not here to judge anybody. So there could be a change in that. Okay, now you're saying, okay, we have to take responsibility for our own actions here. We created this situation. Again, you may be showing your family, friends, somebody, your coworkers, employees, I don't care who it is, showing them through taking responsibility for your own actions, how their actions create the situation too. Okay, so there's definitely transformation, change, a new partnership, a new understanding, a new path to start down, a new energy around something here. This is really, really nice. All right, now your house of transformation, you have, which is Scorpio, okay, which is your 8th house here. You have the High Priestess. And it's like you've got an itch to scratch. Oh, where did that come from? You've got an itch to scratch. You've got a desire, something you want to do. Something you're wanting to do, but you need more information. You're keeping quiet about this. All right. This is your house of secrets. Okay. So you're holding something back here. You're not talking about it. I think you've got a plan. You've got a plan, something you want to do, something that maybe you want to do that will, I'm hearing, benefit future generations. I'm recentering, and that's the energy you're doing here. You got really excited about something, and there's an energy of, oh, I got to calm down. I got to take a step back from this. I don't want to rush in. I need to think this over before I speak about this. This also is your shared resources. So maybe you've got a plan to spend some money, some energy, some time doing something, but you really want to think it through before you reveal this. You've got an itch to scratch. I keep hearing that very clearly, which means you have a desire. You've got something, like your spidey senses might be going off. You've got something in your gut telling you, I need to figure this out. I need to look at this a little closer. It's not negative. It just, you've got an itch to scratch. Oh, I just heard scratch offs. So somebody, that may be a habit that you have. That might be what's going on there. Somebody is big into like scratch off cards, trying to win money. You might be hiding that from people too, because the money you're spending is part of the family money. Now that definitely is not for everybody. You may have won. Somebody here may have won some big money, and you're not talking about it just yet. Shared resources here. What I'm hearing is you may have taken money that you shouldn't have, like from work, from a community. You may not have had the right to take that money, and you took that money and you took a chance on a bet. You took a chance on something. If you have not gotten there yet, please be cautious. You may or may not win here. Okay, keep in mind this is a general reading. Some of you don't know how to go forward and tell somebody, look, we just made whatever, we won, we succeeded, but I took this in order to do that. And I'm getting that there is a loss here that's why you have to come forward and say that you did this. And that's the hard part. That's what you may be trying to figure out here. All right. Justice will be served. That's right next to it. Things will work out. But right now, yeah. You're not talking about this. And if you still have the choice between taking something that doesn't belong to you and gambling with it and not doing that, Spirit's saying your best bet is not to gamble with that. Okay, because justice will be served. See, something's going on behind the scenes here, definitely. Now, if you're not doing anything like that, you've got something else that's going on that you want to do that's for your family, for yourself, that you think would better yourself. Okay, here's a good example of what it is if it's not that gambling, taking a risk with somebody else's belongings. You want to lose weight. You want to get healthier. You want to start saving money, okay? Your best bet is not to tell everybody what it is you want to do until you've got a few days of doing this or a little bit of experience under your belt. And then if you're finding you need some counseling or you need what do they call them? Accountability coach, then do it. But don't just start off by saying, I've done this too many times in my past. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then I can't carry through because of the things I need to have in order to do those things. Like help, somebody else helping me to create the documents, the designs, this or that. And I give money to it and then they flake on me or whatever. Okay. So don't talk about it until you've accomplished your first step. So maybe if you want to lose weight, don't talk about it to anybody until you've gotten through your first couple of weeks and you see that you're on track. Okay. Maybe at that point you want somebody to hold you accountable. Maybe you're not feeling like you can carry on. Okay. It's become a little difficult. However, keep in mind, please, a habit is formed in 21 days. Okay, as little as 14 and as many as 31. But the average is 21 days. So give yourself time to get there. And if you go 7 days and you're finding it too difficult to do, even though you've already accomplished a little bit, that would be when you would want to look to someone else, okay? And reveal what you're doing. All right, so in your next house here, the house of Sagittarius, your higher learning, Jupiter energy here, luck, good fortune. You've got justice. Karma's coming in here. Pandora's box is closed. Okay, now the key's not in there. It's not locked. So whatever's going on, there's still a chance it's coming out. There's still a chance it's coming out. That door is not locked. What does that say? Oh, Pandora. The key tag says Pandora on it. I didn't even realize that. All right. Somebody's looking at you, though, and asking you, are you really going to do that? And they're not challenging you. They're asking you, is that the wisest choice for you? For you, is that something you really should do? Okay, I'm hearing you want to go back to school. You want to spend money to do something. And somebody's saying, okay, that's a lot of money to invest in that. Are you sure that's what you really want to do? Don't just say yes. Think about it. Ask them why. What are you thinking that maybe I'm missing here? I think I've looked at everything, but am I missing something? All right. So that just opens you up to more possibilities of avoiding a mistake, of avoiding bad karma, of opening a box of worms or can of worms that you can't put back in once it's out. And that does pertain back here to that situation. Do not do something that is not right to do. Okay, don't take a chance with somebody else's something. All right, let's move into your house of Capricorn here. This is about your reputation. Okay, you're seen as friendly. You are seen. People think of you as being friendly. That doesn't mean you are. I'm sorry. You know that as well as I do. You might have a mean streak a mile wide, but you just don't show that to people. Okay? And people generally think of you as being a friendly person, somebody to get together with, likable. And those are all good things. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you've got a mean streak a mile wide and you're keeping that to yourself, what damage are you doing? Not to anyone else. You're only doing it to yourself because that meanness is eating away at you. Your reputation overall is good. People do trust you. They do like you. They see you as somebody who is overall just, fair, balanced, likable. Some people think you're too friendly, and that's on them. Okay, it could be on them. It could be you're too friendly with some people. You're too open. You're too willing to divulge things that you probably don't really need to or really want to. But that's only with certain people, I'm getting. And I think that they trigger something in you if that's the case. All right, overall, your reputation's good. You're solid. People really like you. All right, what about your friendships? Your House of Aquarius here. The Empress energy. You've got good friends. You're very balanced. You might give a little bit more to your relationships than some relationships give to you. It's not going to be 50-50 every relationship. You've got a couple that are like, you give 70% or 80% and they only give 20%. Maybe 30%. And I almost feel like you're okay with that. It's almost like volunteering or giving to charity. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. Not all of your relationships are out of balance. Most of them are healthy, nurturing, caring, compassionate, but there are a couple, and it may be a parent-child relationship. It could be a friend who just doesn't have what you have, okay? Like, maybe you're the one who, I don't know, has more money. Maybe you're the one who has more time, and you give those things to this relationship because you're okay with it. I mean, like, this is not an energy or money or time sucker. This is not a vampire that you're dealing with. And I do feel like there's two. Okay, there may be two energies in your life that are like this. They just don't have what you have. And you're okay with it because you get other things from them. So if you spend time with somebody and you like to go out to eat and you buy their meal, you're okay with it because you enjoy their company. Does that make, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You get it. You know who you are. And again, you could be volunteering. You could be giving to charity, straight up charity. Like, here's $50 a month, whatever. There's a couple of those relationships, but other than that, everything else you're involved with pretty much seems balanced. It feels healthy. It feels nurturing. Some of you, your relationships, your friendships, are more with animals. And I don't mean that in a creepy way. It's like you connect and are more in tune with nature and fauna, the animals out in the wild. So, like, I don't know, maybe you feed the birds, the squirrels, the raccoons, the possums, you're in touch with that aspect of the world. So you could be a botanist, you could work in, I just feel like you don't have as many people friends as you do connections with animals. You understand animals are divine creatures too, and they're having their experience as an animal. This is getting weird. But But anyways, you may not have a lot of friends. You may only have 1 or 2 friends, but you definitely have good friendship energy, nurturing energy. All right, let's see what's going on in the subconscious here, behind the scenes, in the hidden realm. You've got the Hermit here. A new path is being shown to you. You're being led to it. You're being guided to it by Spirit. Somebody is definitely putting out the energy to bring you home, to guide you back to what you want, what you need. Again, it's like you're hearing the call. I mean, and that's funny because the Hermit card is directly across from the Sun card. And what I'm getting is this awakening. It's like understanding, clarity, knowledge, wisdom, that the old way of doing something, the way that's solid and stable, is much better than what you've been doing currently. And the energies are calling to you. Spirit's guiding you back towards that. I'm also hearing, if you've been feeling alone or like you can't do this or giving up or anything like that, there is somebody who has a heart space for you. That doesn't have to mean romantic. They care about you. They want the best for you. They may not approach you. Oh, see how that just came full circle? Thank you, Spirit. They may not approach you, and because they don't want to offend you. So if you feel isolated, if you feel like you don't have enough, if you feel like you're doing everything and struggling on your own, all right, understand there is somebody you can turn to. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. You know, this is your house here of pleasure. You've got the understanding, you've got the clarity. Do things that make sense. Do things that make sense. Yeah, you're definitely being guided, but you have to look at yourself. See the cat looking through the window, but also at the same time seeing themselves reflected in the glass. What you're giving out into the world is also being reflected back to you. There is a path home. There is a path, clear path. And somebody's guiding you to it. It could be a person. It could be your higher power. It could be your elevated ancestors, your guardian angels, passed on loved ones. It could be absolutely any energy. There is a heart space there for you, to help you, to guide you. But they're not, I mean, this cat's not going out and saying, hey, here, let me grab your hand and walk you all the way home. No, I'm going to sit here. I'm here if you need me. Okay? The light is on. My heart is open. I'm here. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. All right. That's an interesting reading. That was very, very interesting. I want to see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle message is here. Let's see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle message is for you. Don't forget, if this message made any sense to you, go ahead and tickle, tab, boop, or zap that like button. Claim it in the comments. And because these readings are meant to reach the most people, it is for Libra, but it's for anybody else who resonates with it. So if you felt signs in there, like if you're the person who wants to help somebody and you don't know how to reach out to them without offending them, share this message with them. Maybe that's a way to open the door. Think outside the box. Be creative. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Action. Look at this. Card number 15, which is a 6, balance. Let's see what the book says, because these are still new cards to me. I have not had time to do so many things I enjoy doing. All right, it says here, the time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis and let go of your burdens, step by step, one step at a time. Doing things, working on it, putting the effort in. I am responsive and ready to take action, is the quote. Sometimes we are afraid to move forward. That's natural. Change might be difficult. And if we have been hurt or have failed, we may be anxious about what might happen. Maybe we think it's easier and safer to just tread some water a little while longer. Instead of taking joyful action towards the things we truly desire, such as getting our money straightened out, getting everybody on the same page, having healthy relationships, or undertaking a new study, taking classes, things to improve our lives, we freeze up and we do not take the steps that we could. We let other people say, "Are you sure that's what you want?" and take that the wrong way. Okay? They're asking you, have you seen all different aspects? And at that point, if somebody's asking you that question, you should need to stop and think, what is it I'm missing? Ask them. Let's talk about this. Let's see what this will transpire if I do this, okay? What this might lead to. So many times we just remain stagnant and we don't grow. We just sit there in that energy. This moon phase is going to encourage you to embrace action, because action is part of your humanity. We are not made to hide and refuse to blossom. We're meant to grow. So take action, my loves. Take that action. All right, I'm going to leave this message here. Until our energy crosses again, I'm going to wish you much peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.